For this lesson, I'm using the 0202 Source and Program Monitors project. And you can find that with the media that comes with this lesson. Just double-click on the project file to open it. Most of the time you'll invest in video editing will be spent watching clips and making creative choices about them. You'll use the Source monitor up here to preview clips and the Program monitor over here on the right to preview the sequences you add them to. So let's learn a little bit more about the Source and Program monitors. You can double-click on any clip in the project panel to open it in the Source monitor. You can play and stop using this button at the bottom, or you can use the Spacebar. At the bottom left-hand corner, you can see we've got this series of 8 digits. In fact, we've got something very similar over on the right. And this is called Timecode. It's measuring where we are in the clip in terms of hours, that's the first number, minutes, seconds, and individual frames. I can tell by looking at the bottom right-hand corner here the duration of the clip. It's 0 hours, 0 minutes, 13 seconds, and 14 frames long. But the bottom left-hand corner is telling me where I am relative to all of the media that the camera recorded originally. It's pretty common for professional camera operators to begin at different hours. We weren't 6 hours and 42 minutes into this shot. The camera probably began recording at 6 hours just to make it easier to identify one batch of media from another. As we move through the clip, you can see these numbers change. If I click and drag at the bottom of the clip, I can move to view different parts of it. This can be a quick way of familiarizing yourself with your media, and in fact, clicking and dragging in this way is called scrubbing. If you want to move through the clip more precisely, you can use these 1 frame forward and 1 frame backwards buttons. You can also use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Here's the right arrow and the left arrow. It's quite possible you won't want to use all of a clip. Sometimes you'll have a very long recording where you only want 5 or 10 seconds. And you can tell Premiere Pro which part of the clip you want using special marks. These are called in or out marks. The in mark is the beginning of the part you want, and we can add that mark by clicking the Mark In button right here. And I'll move my playhead a bit later in the clip and click the Mark Out button to specify the end of the part that I want. If I use this clip anywhere in a sequence, I'll only get this piece that's highlighted between the marks. I can update the marks anytime I like. So if I click earlier on in the clip here, in this mini timeline, I can click the Mark In button again, and you can see the clip updates. You'll notice as well, now I've chosen a part of the clip, this duration indicator at the bottom right corner has gotten shorter. Now we've just chosen 6 seconds and 23 frames. These marks are persistent. You can close the project and they'll still be applied when you next view the clip. If you want to remove the marks, you can right-click in the picture and choose Clear In and Out. The Program monitor has the same controls as the Source monitor. You can play, stop, and so on. One major difference, of course, is that it's showing the contents of the sequence that we've created down at the bottom. If I scrub through the Program monitor, it'll scrub the playhead in the sequence as well. There are in and out marks here too. But when you add them, they're actually added to the sequence. And that's for a more advanced workflow that we don't need for now. So I can right-click in the Program monitor and choose Clear In and Out, or for that matter, I can right-click in the sequence right at the top where the numbers are and choose Clear Into Out as well. In a way, you could say that this timeline at the bottom of the Program monitor is a mini version of the full timeline below it. That's an introduction to the Source and Program monitors in Adobe Premiere Pro.